Today is World Mental Health Day, a topic very near and dear to my heart. And although I love and think it is so important that we have these designated days to acknowledge and celebrate and bring awareness to this topic, supporting our mental health is something that we need to prioritize every single day and something that we need to build into our daily rituals. We need to have the tools and practices and support in our daily rituals that will lay the foundation for strong mental health, because it is not something that we can just think about once in a while or disregard. And it's not something that we want to push off until it's really bad. If we just do little things here and there to support our mental health, then it will stay stable and steady. Of course, we may still have our ups and downs, but having that toolkit that we rely on daily in the small ways is what helps us really nourish ourselves and stay truly well and truly healthy. You cannot be truly healthy if you don't have a strong, stable mental health. Sometimes we get so caught up in the wellness trends and fads, and while they can support our mental health, often they can also be detrimental. We really want to tap into why we're doing what we're doing and what is truly healthy for us, what truly is wellness for us as individuals. So today I wanted to walk us through a little ritual that is full of very simple practices that you can take and bring into your daily ritual, depending on what feels good for you, what's accessible for you, what's exciting to you, what's supportive for you, and what is available for you. This whole ritual is going to be about reconnecting us to our bodies, because one of the biggest factors that weakens our mental health is our disconnection from our emotions, from how we're feeling. And we cannot feel our emotions if we are disconnected from our bodies. We are so good at thinking what we're feeling, but we have a much harder time actually feeling what we are feeling. It can be very overwhelming sometimes to feel our feelings. We're not really taught how to feel our feelings, or that it's okay to feel our feelings. We are instead taught to disconnect and therefore disconnect from our bodies. We are taught to push our emotions away, to disregard them, ignore them, stuff them down. And so we need to learn how to recreate a safe, comfortable, trusting relationship with our bodies so that we know it is safe to feel our emotions, and so that we know that we can support ourselves and take care of ourselves no matter what, because we know what we need, because we know how we're feeling. So, with all of that being said, whenever we are feeling overwhelmed, whenever we're ruminating, whenever we're feeling disconnected, whenever we're feeling activated, I always come back to the 3 P's: pause, presence, and peace. And these 3 P's help us reconnect to ourselves, help us reconnect to our bodies, and help us feel and move through whatever we are going through and bring us back to ourselves, bring us back home to ourselves in a way that can feel safe. So get comfortable, light some incense, light a candle, make some tea, and you can even maybe put on some music, roll out a yoga mat. We're going to ground and reconnect to ourselves. Of course, I always love setting an intention at first, or repeating a mantra. So you can say, I am safe in my body. It is safe to feel my emotions. Or you can set the intention to say, I allow myself to feel whatever I need to feel in this moment. My intention for this ritual is to create a space and a practice and tools for all of us to find safety and grounding in feeling our emotions. So, the pause. This is the pause. Taking time out of your normal everyday to reconnect in a new way. That can look like taking time when you're feeling overwhelmed to do a ritual like this, or it can just be going to the bathroom, getting a drink of water, stepping outside. Grounding in nature is one of the most healing things we can do. And I actually want us all to do that together right now. Because one thing about nature is it helps us come back into the present moment. And that is the second P, like I said, pause, presence. And as we pause, we're able to come back into the present moment and what is truly present for us right now. So if you're able to, get outside for a second, or just take a look around where you are right now and start to notice any sounds you hear, any smells. Notice wherever you are touching the earth, coming back to some sense of grounding, placing your feet on the earth, feeling the sun on your skin. One of my favorite things is teaching people about yoga snacks. Yoga snacks are just little pockets of our day where we can start to incorporate some yoga practices, yoga postures or breaths that help us incorporate yoga into our everyday life. So it brings yoga off the mat and more embodied in our day. It also shows us that we don't need to do a full yoga practice to get the benefits. This can be in between meetings. This can be on your way to the bathroom, just taking some deep breaths or doing a stretch at your desk. This can be anything. This can be one sun salutation. This can be a 2-minute shavasana. Anything you need to regulate and shift back into this yogic mindset. Yoga snacks are just popping that into your day wherever you can. And that's part of the pause. Taking a breath, taking a beat, shifting into a new energy, and getting outside and doing a little yoga snack. My 2 top tips here: forward folds calm you down. Anytime you're putting your head below your heart, you are regulating your nervous system, just bringing yourself back to this steady baseline. And elongating your exhales. When your exhales are longer than your inhales, you are again regulating your nervous system and bringing yourself back into this state of calm from any dysregulation or activation you're feeling. Also, focusing on your breath brings you into the present moment. And if you want to start doing a little pranayama practice, you can start to count your breaths so that your exhales are twice as long as your inhales. So whether that means inhaling for a count of 2 and exhaling for a count of 4, or inhaling for a count of 4 and exhaling for a count of 8, 3, or 6, you can play around with it and see what works for you. But I swear, just even 2 breaths like that will help calm you down, bring you back into the present moment, reconnect you to yourself, and make you feel a deeper sense of calm and safety within yourself. And then the third P is peace, which all of this is leading us up to, of course. We want to cultivate a deeper sense of peace in our body. And when you are more present and when you have regulated yourself a bit and come back into the present moment, and when you have reconnected to yourself, you can start to ask, what am I feeling? And where am I feeling this in my body? There are no wrong answers, and it's okay if you don't know at first. Just closing your eyes and trying to sense into your body. Maybe you feel a constriction in your chest. Maybe you feel some emotion in your throat. Maybe you can really pinpoint that there is some frustration or anger building in your stomach. This could be anything, and it'll look different for everyone, but starting to tune into your emotions and where they're showing up in your body reconnects us to our emotions, reconnects us to our body. And when we do it in this regulated state, it shows us that we can feel safe to feel our emotions and feel safe to feel them within our bodies, and to start to have this new relationship with our bodies, this newfound trust and safety and grounding. Because unfortunately, we have been taught to not trust our bodies, to not feel safe in our bodies, and to turn off this communication and relationship with ourselves and with our bodies. It's so important to start to reclaim and redefine and reform that for ourselves. You can even start to touch your body, put your hand on your heart, give yourself a hug, or put a hand on wherever you're feeling that emotion. Just having that physical connection and telling yourself, I am safe, it is safe. And of course, we don't want to forget the third P, which all this is leading us to, which is peace. You want to ask yourself, where do I feel peace in my body? How can I cultivate a sense of peace in my life right now? What do I need in order to maintain or cultivate this peace throughout the rest of the day? What do I need to maintain this sense of presence and grounding and trust and safety and stability, or to connect to my intention and to continue to evoke this energy that I've created within this pause, this little pause ritual I've created for myself? And try to really get actionable and specific with this. Give yourself action steps that you can take to create and cultivate this sense of peace in your life today. That can be so small, so simple, so easy, or it can be really detailed and intricate. Whatever you need, whatever you have accessible to you or time for, commit to that. Devote yourself to that. Intend on that. And take that with you. And another way I love to create this connection and relationship with my body is through body oil. Of course, you can use any body oil or any moisturizer that you have and that you love. My favorite is the Intention oil from our apothecary. And one reason I love it specifically for this purpose is because it has chamomile and skullcap in it, which are both really calming, soothing, and supporting herbs, not just, yes, for our skin, but also for our minds and bodies and nervous systems and all the things. So when I have the time and the ability, I will lather this on everywhere. Another good thing about this oil is that it has the most beautiful scent. And so just a tiny bit on your hands is kind of like aromatherapy, bringing you back into this moment. And I want you to ask yourself, maybe these are some journal prompts to think about or questions to contemplate. What are 1 to 3 words to describe your relationship with your body? And I really want you to focus on just 1 to 3 words, because often, because our relationships with our bodies are so complicated and messy and attached to so many different things, we can get caught up in stories and spirals. So choosing just a few words helps us cut through that noise and just really get to the meat of what we're feeling and get to the core and the essence of what our relationship is right now. So you might write about it at first and elaborate at first, but then after that, try to really cut down to 1 to 3 words. What are 1 to 3 words to describe your relationship with your body? And then ask yourself, when do you feel most connected to your body? When do you feel most disconnected? What is one thing you can do to feel more connected in those acute moments of disconnect? Again, coming back to that actionable step that you can take at any time, at any moment. And that's why I love the elongated exhales, the forward folds, the time in nature, the grounding, the body oils. Like, those are things that you can bring with you and do anywhere at any time. And this might be the same thing, but it might be different. What is one thing you can incorporate into your daily ritual to build the foundation of your relationship with your body? Like I said in the beginning, it's not just important to have these tools and practices on hand when we are in these acute moments of activation, but also to do, no matter what we're feeling, no matter what we're going through, to just do every single day to maintain. It's like, we don't just brush our teeth when we have a cavity. We brush our teeth every single day to make sure that we don't have cavities. And still, sometimes we might have cavities, but our foundation is so much higher because we are brushing our teeth every single day. It's the same with our mental health. We still might sometimes have panic attacks or feel really disconnected or disassociated from our bodies. But if we are doing things every single day to connect ourselves, those times will be fewer and further between. And then lastly, ask yourself, do you feel safe in your body, and do you feel capable of navigating this relationship with your body? And if not, what do you need to do in order to get yourself there, in order to feel safe, in order to feel supported navigating this relationship? And just as we started our ritual with some intentions and mantras, we want to end our ritual with some intentions and mantras. Some of my favorites are, I'm safe in my body. It is safe to exist in my body exactly as it is, exactly as I am. I promise to trust and nourish my body. It is safe to love myself. I am allowed to love my body. And also notice if anything comes up for you while you hear those or while you repeat those to yourself. Of course, you can make your own or take inspiration from that and find ones that work really well for you. So much of it is about building in the pause so that we can observe and be present and reconnect. The pause allows us to get out of autopilot and back into this sense of awareness around what it is that we're feeling and what it is that we need. So, on this World Mental Health Day and on every day, I hope that you take a pause out of your day to do a ritual or a practice that really supports you to nourish yourself and your mind and your body and your soul, and to contemplate your relationship with yourself and to prioritize the tools and practices that help you feel connected, and to let yourself really, really feel your emotions. That is something we all need now more than anything, is to know how to feel our emotions in a way that is safe and healthy.